Hello there and welcome and thank you for joining us on this brand new edition of 5-Round MMA. Today's episode is brought to you by our fine sponsors, Rock and Green Eco-Friendly Cleaning Products, 5 Rounds Clothing Line, and of course, Redemption Martial Arts. My name is Alex Ramirez. Alongside me is Albert Cita. Missing today, I think it's a birthday boy, right? Or the birthday weekend?
Yeah, for
Guillermo Cita's not here.
It's not Guillermo's birthday weekend. It's his son's birthday.
Oh, okay,
weekend.
so he's out there planning some stuff. So he's a little busy today. Albert, how was your weekend? How was your week? Good.
It was good actually.
Good?
Yeah, not that MMA fulfillment. But it was all right. There's a couple of highlights this weekend.
Oh yeah,
nothing big.
Anything you could speak on air or kind of?
No, just I think everyone saw that knockout by Paige. I think that was the only thing really to speak about.
Oh, you talking about WWE or what?
No, this is I think it was Legacy Fighting.
Oh, okay. When you say Pat, I thought the
you mean the Diva?
Diva page. Well, my week was pretty good. I went to a music festival in Pomona, the Fairplex. It's pretty cool. Moon Block Party. Got to see a lot of indie rock bands. It was kind of cool. Got to be in the sun. Got my allergies all worked up with the grass and stuff like that. So I'm a little recovering
Did
there.
you finally see Prince Dibbit?
No, not yet. I've been busy. The week's busy. So much stuff to talk about. Today we got. I won't play a game the first time. I'll also talk about UFC 170. What's coming up? Was it Aldo versus Mendes? What number is it? I'm losing track of these numbers. So many numbers.
179.
179. That's coming later on. But as for now, it's game time. Want to play a game?
Sure.
All right. So this game, Mr. Matchmaker. I think we had fun playing it last time. Basically, the UFC announced a couple big matchups. They have been future dates. I want to ask you your opinion. If you like it, if you hate it, why you hate it, why you like it. So the first one, UFC 181, December 6th, has added a bantamweight matchup between the California Kid, Uriah Faber, against Francisco Rivera.
Hate it.
Do you hate it?
Hate it. And hate it.
Of course, Uriah Faber is 31-7 overall, 4-1 last 5 fights. Francisco Rivera is 10-3, and he's 3-1-1 in his last 5 fights. So you hate it? Why? I can't even finish the word. The fight. You said you hated it already. Why you hate it?
Because I kept hearing talk that Rafael Assunção was going to be put up against Uriah Faber. There's a little bit, Uriah wasn't really excited about the fight.
Yeah.
But it was the fight that made the most sense to me. I don't understand why they kind of rushed it, because they could have also made that Dominic Cruz matchup again. Which
Dominic Cruz got his Rafael shot, right? Against T. Dillashaw.
Yeah, but I mean, I just think they rushed it. But I really do think that it should have been him versus Rafael Assunção. And even though Francisco Rivera is a good fighter, there's a lot more fighters he can fight.
True.
To kind of crack that top 5.
So is this more of like a Uriah Faber staying the course, or is this a big shot for Francisco Rivera? You think the UFC likes him? You think that, okay, if honestly you beat Uriah Faber, that's a pretty big notch in your belt? Or is this kind of just is this match tailored more toward Faber or Rivera?
I think this is tailored more towards Faber, but at the same time, I mean, I think they're always looking to get a next star to compete in this division since Hannah Barral cleared it and Dominic Cruz cleared it, and because right now Francisco Rivera is ranked number 11. Yeah, if he can beat Uriah Faber, he's going to be in the top 5.
So kind of on the cusp, right?
Yeah.
That's good. Interesting match. I actually like it. So
I don't like it.
Next one, UFC Fight Night. I don't know what number it is, but November 8th, 2014. The fight has been added. Just Mauricio Shogun Hua against Jimmy Manuwa. You love it or hate it?
I don't hate it, but I don't love it either.
Okay.
Because, I mean, this is more like, again, I think Shogun's more of a prize fighter now.
Yeah. Shogun, 22-9, 2-3 his last 5. Jimmy Manuwa, 14-1, 4-1. Of course, his last 5, of course, his lone loss came to Alexander Gustafsson. I think, who did you pick him to beat, or was it Guillermo who picked Manuwa to beat Gustafsson when they fought?
I think
it was both of you guys.
I think it was both of us, to tell the truth. But since then, Manuwa kind of fizzled out.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't really fought. This is the second fight since.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He kind of fizzled out. He's not really
after one loss to Gustafsson, he fizzles out.
I think so.
Come on,
especially the way he lost too. Let's not forget the way he lost.
Yeah, it was a TKO.
But again, I think Shogun's more of a prize fighter.
Yeah. Well, is this a prize?
I really think this is all for Manuwa to stay relevant.
Yeah.
And still stay in the top position.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I think they just want to show Shogun to the world again.
Well, actually, not to the world, because this card is in Brazil.
Oh, I mean Brazil.
so the Brazilian fans. But this kind of came our conversation we had a few weeks ago about novelty fighters. I thought Shogun was in that category now. Or is this, like you said, just get opportunity for Manuwa to get a notch on his belt too?
Yeah. Again, I think it's kind of like the Uriah Faber one. Only this one's a little bit more special, or more. I wouldn't say special, unique.
Yeah.
Because Shogun's not a true contender, and Faber is, and they're in Brazil, so that just tells me that they're trying to sell out Brazil.
True. Also, next one, another big bantamweight bout slated for UFC Fight Night. This one takes place on December 20th. Renan Barão makes his return against Mitch Gagan. So,
Who?
yeah, exactly. But he is 12-2, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's funny he wasn't ranked previously, and then as soon as he got this matchup, they brought him up to ranking of 15.
Well, you got to rank something, right?
So it's funny how like before he wasn't ranked, and then all of a sudden he gets Renan Barão, and we got to at least rank him, guys.
How good are you that when you're announced that you're gonna fight somebody, you become ranked? Is that what Renan Barão is? Like, this guy went from unranked. Oh, he's fighting Renan Barão. He's ranked now. Is this kind of a get back warm up fight for Renan Barão?
I think that's exactly what it is. They're trying to tell you that his opponent has a good record. It's not like a clueless win. I mean, if he were to beat like someone that doesn't have such a good record, I think people would easily brush it off even more.
Yeah, well,
but if he has a spectacular finish and win, I think a lot of people will still give him credit. Because
Mitch is on a 4-fight win streak, a Canadian fighter. Who knows? But this card is in Brazil as well too. So.
Yeah,
so kind of like Renan Barão get back in there type of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I see it too.
We'll let Dominic Cruz and TJ beat each other up. We'll let Faber see where he's at, and then when all chips fall, hopefully you're more likely going to win this match. Then we'll get you back on there. When the dust is settled, Renan Barão stands. Yeah, it's kind of weird to me that these guys, like, you got Faber, who's a big star, Shogun, who's a big star, Renan Barão's a big star, and like no discredit to Rivera, Manuel, or Gagan. These guys are like no names, so it's kind of like. Are they trying to build up stars? Are they trying to protect their stars? These are kind of weird matchups, really. Yeah. It's not really like, oh my god, like a mouth-watering matchups. You think you expect these big names to have, right? Mm-hmm. And another one, tough 20 finale. I just got added a lightweight bout with our good friend Darren Cruikshank. It was going to take place on December 12th against KJ Noons. Do you love it or do you hate it?
It's the only one I love because I think Darren.
I got one more left
because Darren Cruikshank can't. I think he's been progressing in the right way. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's been chipping at it little by little. As his next fight comes, his opponents get a little bit harder.
Yeah.
While Noons is the opposite, which I think he's on his way down.
Degressing.
But he needs to stay relevant, and I think this is a good matchup for Noons because Darren Cruikshank is no joke, and Darren Cruikshank's on his way up the ladder. So see, this one kind of I feel like they met right in the perfect spot, rather than the other ones where it seemed one was heavily on the top, and the other one's not so much in the top of the rankings.
Yeah, well, Cruikshank,
these guys, I feel like they're more lateral.
Cruikshank 16-5 overall, 3-2 in his last five. KJ Noons 13-7 overall, 2-3 in his last fight. Noons has come off wins against George Topolopoulos and Sam Stout, so he's kind of on a roll. Remember, he had that debut against Donald Cerrone, which went horrible for him, and now he's kind of back on the track. I guess to hardcore MMA fans, KJ Noons is kind of a somebody, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, I think it is a big bout for Darren Cruikshank to actually get another notch on his belt. So it's kind of weird. You see the kind of the pattern they're having here, like these opportunity for guys who are on the up to make a name for themselves. So it's kind of weird.
But see, I still think this one's a little bit more balanced. I think this is still in the same plateau.
But if Cruikshank does beat Nunes, it's obviously someone go upon his mantle. And last one, we're going to steer away from the UFC, but talk about World Series of Fighting, WSOF 16. Sorry, December 13th, title bout between John Finch and Husamar Payaris. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you care at all?
I don't want to say I don't care, but I'm not as excited after seeing, I mean, I think that first World Series of Fighting fight for John Finch, I think it really fizzled a lot of people out.
Yeah, that was my point, yeah. I want to get to anyways.
And I don't think I think he has like 2 wins. But
since he lost to Josh Berkman,
I don't think those 2 wins are enough to tell me like, oh,
both
he's ready
decision,
for
one split, one unanimous.
For contending. That's why I'm not as excited. I really wish maybe he would have, if he would have a big finish in the last 2 fights, maybe we'll tell a different story. But I really think if he's winning the way he's winning now, he should have had like at least 4 fights in, and then maybe the buildup would have been a little bit better.
Well, I think this is a kind of a welterweight division trying to build up. These are 2 former UFC stars, both known for their own reasons. This is another
example why I said last week that I thought Jake Shields would probably pick the middleweight division.
Middleweight,
yeah, because welterweight, it doesn't seem like if you're trying to get back to UFC, I don't think the welterweight division is the route to take.
Yeah.
While middleweight, I think he probably could have done a little bit more.
Of course, we know Husamar Payaris is notable for not letting go of his ankle locks.
The ankle lock submission.
So he's kind of infamous in his own way. Both guys are kind of infamous in their own way. John Finch for his fighting style and Husamar Payaris for his guess ruthlessness, I guess you would say, right? But it is a welterweight title, but it is two big names, so should be a big draw for World Series of Fighting. I don't know if I do like. I kind of want the World Series of Fighting to find some guys from within the organization to build up, but we shall see. I think that's it for Mr. Matchmaker. I think by default you win.
Yes. I did my tally over here, and yes.
Yeah. Guillermo 0, Albert 5. So stick around, guys. We'll take a little break and come back with UFC 179 Aldo versus Mendes, and we'll try to get as many Conor McGregor references as possible. So stick around.
Please visit 5roundmma.com on our social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. 5roundmma.com.
We are back. Thank you for sticking around. UFC 179 Aldo versus Mendes 2 takes place October 25th. Surprisingly in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Is it really that surprising?
No, I shouldn't be surprising. Also, we said headlined by the featherweight bout between Jose Aldo versus Chad Mendes. Also on the card, Phil Davis versus Glover Teixeira, Scott Jurgensen versus Wilson Reyes, and a bunch of other Brazilians that I do not know. Darren Elkins on the card, Andre Fili's on the card. I want to talk about the co-main event real quick. Is Phil Davis versus Glover Teixeira. And during the break, you're bringing up the Vegas odds. Who's a favorite? Actually, it's not really. The UFC hasn't really shied away from the Vegas odds, right? They actually put in the bottom line who's a favorite, right?
They actually encourage
people to bet.
They actually, I guess they encourage. I mean, they are a Vegas based organization, so
it's kind of weird. You would think like you imagine the NFL, like every
they try their hardest to stay away from that sporting bet.
But the UFC
embraces it.
So what are the odds for the Phil Davis Glover Teixeira match?
They have Teixeira at -300 and Davis at +250. Saying that Teixeira is the favorite of this fight, and
that's a problem.
It's a pretty big favorite too. I really think it would have been closer, but if you're a betting man, I think this is the one to bet right here.
Yeah, I actually want to go over like the quality of opponents, really, actually, right? Because I think Glover Teixeira's, I think, is always a little highly overrated. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because like his fought John Jones was the highest he could fight, and he lost pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
Before that, it was Ryan Bader, James DeHuna. Whereas Phil Davis, Machida, Anthony Johnson, and he lost Rashad Evans. So it's kind of like if you go by the quality of opponents, I think maybe the Vegas odds here, maybe they see something Phil Davis like, hey, this guy is actually an underdog, but in a good way. So, but is this a title shot for both guys? Like the winner?
I think so. Again,
more so Phil Davis or more so Glover Teixeira?
I think it's more so both. Actually, I really do think any win from either opponent puts them right there, especially depending on the way. If John Jones loses, it's an open door for both these fighters. If John Jones wins, both these fighters, I believe, have to fight at least one more time to really be considered as a contender.
Or do you think they'll kind of kill some time and give the winner Gustafson?
Or that too, yeah. Again, it all depends on John Jones winning or losing. If John Jones loses, these guys easily can be the next person to face DC. After Alexander Gustafsson, if Alexander Gustafsson even wants to fight DC.
Well, because I currently Glover Teixeira is ranked number 4 in the division, with Phil Davis number 6, and Anthony Johnson's ranked number 5th, split in the 2, but he's suspended indefinitely, or I don't know when.
Well, I guess until UFC says it's okay, or they say it's cool.
Yeah, top 10 rounds out, Bader, Henderson, and Shogun, which is a really, really weak division, I think. I mean, Little Dog actually went up.
Which is weird.
Which is weird because he just lost. Vitor Belfort's now ranked number 14th.
Which he hasn't competed in this division in a while.
Fabio Maldonado, who just lost a heavyweight bout, is ranked 15th. So this is a very, very ice-thin, paper-cut thin division. So I guess
DC is really going to be the savior of this division.
At least to spice things up, right? I mean, it's going to be the same names, but just fresh matchups, right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, because John Jones has beaten these guys all to a pulp already, but dang, remember how fun the lightweight division was a couple years ago?
How exciting it used to be, and now it's kind of...
Wasn't it for like a while there, like nobody defended the title, right? They won it and they lost it right away?
That's how hard it was.
Yeah.
No one can hold it for at least 2 fights.
Yeah, they won it and they lost the next fight. Exactly, It's amazing. Now it's kind of like, well, how long?
Well, it's all about timing.
Yeah, true. We'll see. And there's not really any, other than like Phil Davis and Gustafsson, I guess John Jones, but there's not... Who's the exciting light heavyweight prospect? Can you think of anyone?
Well, I really loved Oven St. Perux. I was really behind him, and I thought he was going to be an excited fighter, but
he's also like 31 too. Like there's no young bloods. Guys in the mid 20s, late 20s is tearing it up yet.
Anthony Rumble Johnson, but again, he's kind of an older fighter too. But I mean, those are the ones that come to mind as far as excitement. as an exploding fighter.
Rafa Cavalcante is 34. All these guys are in the mid-30s, man. I think like the lightweight and middleweight division are just these guys are just both kind of off.
Yeah, I really think if John Jones loses, I think everyone should just rush to the light heavyweight division.
Open.
If you can make 205, go and make it.
Might as well make it.
Yeah.
So I want to jump to the main event now. Chad Mendes versus Jose Aldo. For a while there, it seemed like Jose Aldo was running away from Mendes, right? Saying whatever he did in his past fights wasn't good enough for a title shot. But I guess the UFC either by default or say, you know what, he actually is good enough for you, Aldo. So we're going to set the rematch. You believe in the gate, right? When the fence gate, when Aldo grabbed the fence.
Yeah, I'm 100% believer. I really do think if
from their first fight,
if Jose Aldo wouldn't have held on to that fence, I think the night would have been 100% different.
Yeah,
because Chad Mendes would have got that takedown. And who knows how
the fight would end on the ground because it's so close, right?
Yeah.
In case you don't know, the first fight between Mendes and Aldo a couple years ago, Mendes was going for a takedown. Actually had him in the air, right?
Yeah.
And Jose Aldo was grabbing
the fence and then stops the takedown, and then that's when he delivers the vicious knee.
So that it was towards the end of the round, but Aldo would have been on the ground. The round would have ended on the ground.
Yeah.
Round two here, completely different ball game.
Yeah, but, and it could have done a lot to Jose Aldo's psyche. I mean,
True.
It could have broken him down like, dude, I'm already down the first round. I got taken down.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been in his head. And who knows what happened after that? But
well, since then, since that loss to Jose Aldo, Mendes responded back with 4 KOs in a row, and decision win over Nick Lentz was got on the title shot. So, in hindsight, do you think the fence grab was good or bad for Chad Mendes?
Well,
you think it lit a fire in him? Like, okay, this guy took something from me?
Because previous to that, he had like a lot of decision wins. I mean, but I think that really fueled him, and I think he wanted to show that not only did he deserve a instant rematch, but he should be considered the number one guy because the way he went out there and he was on a mission and he wasn't letting no one stop him.
True. So I'm going to switch to Jose Aldo now. Since he got to the UFC, had a couple of exciting matches, but has his title reign kind of fizzed out to you a little bit? Like, do you see him as? Remember, we came in the WC. This guy was a
so
beast,
exciting, and
kind of fizzled out a little bit. So, like, is his title reign not as? Basically, are you disappointed by his title reign?
I wouldn't say disappointed, but it's not. His title reign isn't as exciting as his earlier years.
True.
I mean, even his last one, which was a decision to Ricardo Lamas.
Yeah.
I still don't think Jose Aldo really brought it. That wasn't Jose Aldo I was used to seeing, even though it was still kind of one sided. I still wasn't pleased. The Korean Zombie one was kind of lackluster because the guy broke his
arm, got popped out of his shoulder.
Yeah, and so you're kind of like, even though I mean it was all Jose Aldo, but still you're kind of like, but you just haven't seen that.
I think Henry Barral kind of took the spotlight from him. Ronda Rousey's title reign took the spotlight away from him. John Jones' title reign took the spotlight away from him. So this guy's kind of like in the back burner. I think the champion. Right? Mighty Mouse has been super impressive.
I think ever since the Mark Homnick fight, after that, Jose Aldo kind of I think it got to his head because that Mark Homnick fight.
Couldn't finish him.
Yeah, I think it really got to his head, and he just lets that stuff get to him now. Because after that fight, that's when we didn't see this exploding Jose Aldo no more, or finisher.
Yeah. So I also want to talk about the big elephant in the room, which is Conor McGregor, who's everybody has an opinion on this guy. Even Chad Mendes said that the UFC won't put him against guys like that because they want to protect him.
Nick Lenz saying that he's been running.
Yeah. McGregor says he wants to fight, doesn't want to wait for a title shot, but more likely the UFC will probably hold him back, right? Wait for a title shot.
If they're smart.
That's
what
I think even Frank Yeager said had an opinion on Conor McGregor, but I don't know if he will be there. Chad Mendes said if he does show up, he'll give him a box of Lucky Charms to eat while he's watching him beat Aldo. But do you think that Conor McGregor was leaning over the cloud of either Aldo or Mendes, or do you think it's just all business for those guys?
I think it's all business. I really don't think people are putting that much. As far if you're
you think fighters aren't taking that seriously?
Yeah, I don't think featherweights are really concerned because there's still huge matches. So you got the Jose Aldo, Chad Mendes, right? Cub Swanson, Frankie Yeager, Ricardo Lamas is going to find that Mexico card. So all the top fighters are active right now.
Yeah,
and I really think we have to figure out the outcome of all these fights before Conor McGregor actually gets an opponent.
Yeah, a Cub Swanson against Frankie Yeager, Lamas against Dennis Bermudez. Poirier just fought, so these guys are kind of just like
So I really think I think people want to think that all the featherweights are like I can't wait to
smash his face in.
If you really look at it, I think they're too busy to actually think about it.
too busy for Conor McGregor. That's blasphemy for some people.
I'm just saying.
But hopefully, I actually want him to be there this Saturday and to be ringside. And hopefully, they bring him in afterwards. Wouldn't that be great? When's the last time we had a good face-off?
I can't remember. To tell the truth, the only one that comes to mind that was super good was the Rashad Evans and Rampage one.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. And also the John Jones and Rashad Evans.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
And hopefully,
too.
I think you think the UFC will do that. I think they'll fly him into Brazil, have him, and then face off.
The good thing is it's in Brazil, so Las Vegas State Athletic Commission can't fine him or suspend him.
It's under the UFC umbrella.
Yeah,
I like it though. Hopefully, they bring him in and get a good old face off. That'd be interesting for the division and a good selling point for the UFC. I think that might be for today, right?
Yeah.
That's it for today.
And then we have a big weekend coming up.
What's coming up?
We were just talking about the card, Alex. Come on.
Oh, you kind of threw me off. I'll be coming up. UFC 179. We'll have all the fallout next week and see if Money Mendes if it's going to rain money or the reign of Jose Aldo continues. Until then, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 5RoundMMA. Like us on Facebook. And subscribe to our iTunes, YouTube, and Podomatic channels. Just search 5 Round MMA. And always check out 5roundmma.com, which is going to be under construction in the next couple of days, right, Albert?
Yes, sir.
So it'll be awesome new design to the website. A big thank you to all of our sponsors. Before we get going, I want to know by Steven Razzo of Razzo Records, who's today's Rock and Green star of the show?
Yes,
Albert.
By
He
default.
had hesitation.
I had 2 wins.
Had hesitation in his voice right there. The Rock and Green star of the show is brought to you by Rock and Green soaps and cleaning products. Please visit rockandgreensoaps.com for the full line of eco-friendly soaps and detergents, and follow them on Twitter at Rock and Green Soap. And a big thank you to 5 Rounds Clothing Line, makers of high-quality MMA clothes and accessories, and follow them on Twitter at 5 Rounds Wear. And please go shop 5rounds.clothing. And a big, huge thank you to Redemption Martial Arts. The RMA Foundation is a nonprofit organization committed to anti-bullying awareness. Visit redemptionmartialarts.com to see how you can join the movement to stop bullying. And follow them on Twitter at redemption_MA. Rise up against bullying. Albert, what do you got?
I can thank our executive producer, Guillermo Rosita, who is not here, but here in spirit.
Here in spirit, as always.
Our engineers over there.
Saying you're wrong. Albert's wrong. Albert's wrong.
Exactly. And especially our sound engineer, Steven Razzo with the Razzo Records. Apparently, Ronda Rousey wants me to become a huge Ronda Rousey fan because she was at PWG.
Oh yeah, local to LA
recently, and people know me. I love PWG.
Yeah.
And you know, what I mean, she's a Pokemon fan. I just think she's trying to really win me over.
Her goal in life was to win Albertino over,
and it's working.
Yeah. Guillermo's not here, so cream of the crop.